Here is a Galaxy by Lasko 3723 20 something 3-speed fan. What is that? 20-inch 3-speed fan. American made. This is another one of the units I got at the fan meet this year. I don't remember what the price was. Probably $1. Has the original box with it, which I always like the boxes because at this point the boxes are more rare than the fan itself. Not a lot of people, but a good number of people have kept the fans over the years. Pretty much nobody has kept the boxes. I always like the graphics on these old boxes too. So much more interesting than what you get today. So this has the original sale thingy. Ooh, I don't know what that's called. It says it was sold from B&E Merchandising Corporation, which is not something I'm familiar with. And it was sold at Royer Pharmacy, which is also something I'm not familiar with. The original price was $17.99, and this was sold on sale for $14.88. If we take $14.88, alright, I just did $15 for sake of simplicity. If you inflate $15, I don't know exactly what year this is, I just said 1985. If you inflate $15 from 1985 to today, it works out to be about $45. As of now, the Lasko 3733 is currently selling for, I believe, right about $20 this year. So this still costs twice as much as the ones made today, so we should expect it to be substantially better. And it is. It is a better product. So, let's take a look at the rest of the graphics on the box. It's a Galaxy by Lasko branding. So I guess maybe I'm mistaken. I thought that Galaxy was exclusive to Walmart, but now inherently this one is sold at Royer Pharmacy, which is not Walmart to my knowledge. So perhaps Galaxy was not a Walmart exclusive. I think we're going to need Tori on this one. What's the deal with that? Was Galaxy a Walmart exclusive or not? Well, I guess obviously it wasn't, but then the question becomes, where else was it sold? I've only ever seen it at Walmart. Alright, let's take this thing out of the box. There's no handle, so this is a little bit tricky. The box is in pretty decent condition considering the age. Alright, so here's the fan itself. It's a D-blade model. Are the blades warped? Oh yeah. They're warped real bad. Well, fortunately we now have a video on how to fix them, so we'll attempt that someday. And it seems like something's a little bonkers with the knob because it's not pointing anywhere. Yeah, we'll leave that for another time. Something's whacked out with that. Alright, so here's the fan. Despite being in the box, it's quite dirty. Looks like this has got quite a few seasons of use on it. And this has the metal Marco motor. It'll be interesting to see how the medium speed operates. Or is that a Marco? Yeah, it's a Marco motor. That's pretty much the same thing that would have been included in the 99 3733 and pretty much all throughout the 90s. So maybe this is not as old as I thought it was. Maybe this is a 90s model. I'm not really sure. We'll need Tori for that one as well. Do these have a date code on them? They might. Oh, it does have a date code. Alright, we don't need Tori for this one. I can figure it out. This one is from 1989 to 1990. 2.2 amps. And then there's a sticker on there that says 9332 with a 12 smaller. I don't know what that means. Alright, we need Tori for that. What is that sticker for? So it's an 89 to 90 model. Wow, so those Marco motors was used for quite a long time. Now the handle is actually in there, so we might be able to fix that. There's there's the handle up there. That's a little weird, but whatever. Actually, I really don't want that up there during the test because that might fall into the stupid warped blade. Okay. Yeah, the motor's all caked with dust and the usual stuff that we see on these things as they age. Yeah, this one's pretty bad. Interestingly though, the guards don't seem yellowed at all. The guards seem to be pretty much stark white still. They're not brittle at all. Plastic is still flexible. That's interesting. I wonder if this got wet. This dust in the bottom row looks kind of wet to me. Well, let's plug this thing in and see how it works. We have a non-polarized plug and a warped blade. 119.0 the volts. I don't know what we're going to start off on. I guess we'll go down to low, assuming that 3 clicks will bring us to low. Oh, it's busted. Let's see if we can wake this thing up here. Well, it's going to need some bearing work. That's fine, no big deal. Get that cleaned out. Yeah, the blade is totally screwed up. It is pushing a decent amount of air, surprisingly, considering how screwed up the blade is. But it's definitely not doing what it should be at all. It's such a shame that these are warping like this now. It's very consistent. Almost every single one of these I've come across is all warped. It really, really stinks. So on high, that is 1.95 amps, 177 watts, power factor is 0.77, which is pretty good for the type of motor this is. For a messed up blade, it's still managing to move a decent amount of air. It's fairly quiet too. It doesn't seem like it's that out of balance. I think the cage is just so lightweight that it's moving around. Yeah, it's not that bad. It is out, but it's not anything off the charts. Switch is messed up too. Alright, here's the medium. Now I don't know if the medium is busted because of the fact that that's the way these motors work, or if it's because of the bearings. That's terrible. That's 1.38 amps, 121 watts, power factor 0.73. Let's try the low. Yep, the medium is busted. I got a little faster. 1.01 the amps, 86 the watts, the power factor is 0.72. So, here we have another one with the Marco motor busted on medium. I am going to figure that out. That's my determination with these fans. Somebody else fixed the warpage, I'm going to fix the motor. I don't know how. I still don't know exactly what causes it. I'm convinced it's a bearing issue. But one thing that still doesn't make any sense is if it's a bearing issue, why it worked fine on high and why it worked fine on low, right? It just doesn't. I think that's what it is, and the explanations I've received make sense, but there's still an inconsistency to it that's throwing me off. I've still got this other 3733 behind me here. We got to finish working on that. It's been a couple days now. Got to get back to that project. I'm not going to abandon that project like I have a tendency to do. We're going to fix that one, and then move on to one of these. I've got several of these with the D blades that I want to use that are all messed up. It actually goes slower on medium. Like, I could understand if it doesn't go any faster if it's just the same. But why does it get slower? I don't understand that. The power consumption goes up. This is 1.02, and then medium brings us up to 1.38. So it's, I don't know, it's bizarre. On low it's hardly moving any here because of the condition of the blade. That's like nothing. Alright, this is a disaster, this thing. But we'll get it. We'll get it all cleaned up. Do what we can with the blade, following the instructions on the video that now exists. And I will keep working at these motors and see if I can figure out what on earth is going on. It's getting better now. Picking up speed. Now this kind of thing where it's working better over time, that to me would suggest, listen, this is low, I'm going to go up to medium. That's different behavior than we got 2 minutes ago. And that to me proves it's related to the bearings, because the temperature of the bearings will affect how free they are. It also could affect the windings, but I don't see what about the windings would be able to change that much to cause the speed to vary like that. I just don't see it. The bearings, I can see the temperature causing that much of a difference that quickly. Now it's down to 1.34. I think it was 3.8 before. Well, no point in running it like this. It's going to mess up the bearings anyways. This is... I do not understand what's going on with these stinking motors. I'm going to figure it out though. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get it fixed. And when I fix it, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to share that information.